Good morning. Are we live? Can anybody hear me? Happy Saturday, guys. Happy weekend. Good morning. Hey, Susie. Hey, Meg. Hey, Katie. Hey, Dina, Linda. Good morning, ladies. What's up, Jake? What's up? Okay, now we see everybody. So you guys, this is so exciting because I invited a lot of people to this webinar. I opened it up to quite a few people. So you have to tell me where you heard about this, whether you're a part of my team, Team Triceps, or you heard about it from your upline. Tell me, and then also tell me where you're from. I want to know where you're from. I want to know who invited you. I want to know who's representing today, because we have 453 people registered, which is crazy. So I'm just going to shut the door because I have quite echo. Hold on. Echoey in that back corner. Okay, we're back. Team Triceps. Let's see. Audrey Robles. I don't know Audrey. Alexa's team, Team Rock Nation. Tell me your uplines because I don't know everybody's team names. Team Confidence. I think that's Alexis Doss's team, I believe. Team Empower. I know Team Empower. What's up, Team Empower? Yay, I'm from the Dare to Dream with Deb Baska. Awesome, Cassie, welcome. Natalie with Anna Gray's team. What's up, girl? Michelle from Iron Edge. It's Carla Del Carlos' team. Jessica, the Inspiration Crew. Maria, Team Loving Good Heart. Shine On. Oh wow, that's a mouthful. Okay, awesome. Welcome, Emily. Your upline is Lauren Majewski, but heard from Angela LaRocco. Awesome. This is so crazy because I don't know a lot of these people, and it's just awesome. I love how the ripple effect works. We can get some peeps on this call. You guys, I have some awesome stuff for you, and I'm so I'm prepared, but I'm kind of unprepared, and let me tell you why. Because we are painting. We painted 3 rooms in this house because we're building a new house in the next like 2 years. So we're kind of getting this house ready. This is actually my parents' house that we rent from them. So we're getting this house ready. And one of the things was to paint. And this office was just a horrible beigey color. This is my office. And man, it just needed to be changed. So we spent the last 2 days, Adam and I, my significant other, Adam and I, we spent the last 2 days, we painted 3 rooms in 2 days. He cut in and I rolled. So like we didn't go to bed till 1:30 last night because we were busting through to make it happen. I got up and I still worked out this morning. So that's what, so I'm just a little behind. Let me just pull up my slides really quick. But you guys, we have like, this stuff is legit. Like I just want to tell you that you are going to walk away with some incredible stuff today. So if anybody knows Josh Coates, does anybody on this call know who Josh Coates is? Okay, Josh Coates is a good friend of mine, and he's a motivational speaker and leadership developer and push coach, part of the John C. Maxwell team, like incredible dude, right? So he has this whole thing with personalities, like a personality test, or not a personality test, but he groups people into animals. You guys familiar with animals? So my animal, I am an owl. I'm sorry, I am a rhino. I'm a rhino and I'm a part owl. But I'm a rhino and I'm a doer and I'm an achiever. And you give me a challenge and I just go, and you tell me to do something and I do it. I don't think, I just go. I kind of figure it out later, right? So I'm a doer. And but I'm also part owl, which owls are like spreadsheet, detail-oriented, making lists, like planning, scheduling. But the problem with a lot of owls, the downfall of owls, is that they plan, and then never do or execute. So if you're an owl, if you're like a full-blown owl and know that you just are spending all your time planning and scheduling and writing goals and working your calendar or your bullet journal or whatever, and making that pretty, that's the downfall, because you have to learn how to execute. So it's not something that you're born with. I believe it's a learned skill. I think that you can learn how to execute. You just have to be very intentional about it, and you have to hold yourself accountable to it. And I'm listening to the 12-week year right now, and I think it was chapter 8. He talked about accountability, and nobody can give you accountability except yourself. Like, you have to want to do it for yourself, right? So I am a Rhine owl, and I think that I probably tended to be, but I've also really created that for myself. So I think that you can create habits and create traits that make you successful in this business. So you want to be a planner and a scheduler, and you want to be a big girl or big boy CEO, right? Because CEOs strategize and they plan, and they have, they know what they're doing. Like, they have a roadmap laid in front of them. So you have to have that. You have to do that, whether it's a strength or not. You have to do that. And then you also have to execute, right? So I think anybody can sit and plan and make goals, but if you're not executing, what's going to happen in your business, right? You have to execute. So we're going to talk a lot about that today. So let me just pull up my slides. Let's see, where is my stuff? Here we go. So I did this presentation at the Madison Super Saturday. Is anybody on the call from the Madison Super Saturday? I did this call, this training for them there, and it went over so well. So I wanted to do this workshop for Team Triceps, and I figured, why not open it up to everybody? So I'm glad you're here. I'm really glad you're here, and I really think you're going to get a ton out of this. But you have to execute. So you can sit with me and you can plan and do this stuff, but you have to execute. Okay, you have to execute. So let me ask you this question. I'm going to give away 2 prizes. I love to give away prizes. I haven't done it in a while, but since I was cleaning out my office and we're rearranging stuff, I have some prizes. So tell me, who pressed play this morning? Did you work out, and what Beachbody workout did you do? And was it on BOD? Because I want to make sure that it was on BOD. Tell me what workout you did and that it was on BOD. Go. And I'm giving away a couple little gifts. Also, 21 Day Fix Extreme, Yoga Fix, Core to Force, PiYo. Oh my gosh, yes, love it. T25, Agility Strength. Look at you guys. See? Size, Country Heat. Awesome. Okay, so let's pick. So I have this really cool Core to Force shirt that I need to give away. Anybody want one of these with the hood? Okay, so let's do this. Let me just roll through here, and let me just stop. Okay, Angela. Oh, I just lost her. Angela, who did Core to Force 2.0 Shred. Oh, I just lost you, Angela. Angela, I was going to get your email, but I lost it. Where did it go? There you are. Everybody's moving so fast. Angela is teamrocknation@gmail. Angela, will you shoot me an email? Shoot me an email, Angela, sarah@sarahtri.com, and I'll send you this awesome shirt, girlfriend. Okay, now let's do one more gift. So I have a really awesome Beachbody water bottle. Swell. I don't think it's Swell, but it's like the Swell bottles. So let's just grab one of you guys here. And let's see, Anne did Insanity Max 30, and Anne is MAKOU, this is your email, MAKOUBA@WTT.com. Anne and Angela. Anne, you win the water bottle. Shoot me an email, sarah@sarahtri.com, and I'll send it out. I need your address. Let me just put this in my comments. So Anne and Angela, I should probably write this down so I don't forget. Okay, cool, guys. Cool. But you have to email me to claim, okay? Boom, boom. getting those workouts in, guys, it's huge part of this business, right? I got mine in. I didn't go to bed till 1:30. I got up at 8 and I literally put my stuff on and I pressed play because I knew I needed to get ready. And I had to shower because my hair was a grease ball and it was full of paint. So I got it done. I fit it in because I wanted to get it done. So I'm proud of you for getting it done because that's just so important, right? That's such a huge part of this business. So let me tell you a little bit about me, and just I want you to understand. I'm going to pat myself on the back here a little bit, and I think that's important because I want you to understand that what I'm giving you and what I'm telling you actually does work, and you have to trust the process with this, and you have to trust that what I'm telling you. So I want to create some cred, some street cred with you, because not all of you know me. Not everybody knows me. So my name is Sarah Try. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I live in Wisconsin. I'm a total hippie at heart. I am really passionate about food and what we put in our bodies. I eat mostly plant-based, so I call it veg heavy. I eat very little animal protein, and right now I'm trying to reduce my egg intake, just not eating eggs every day. I do love my eggs, and I eat all local eggs, but I always try to mix it up and challenge myself when it comes to food. Right now I'm doing the Master's Chisel, 30-day Master's Chisel, and I'm loving it. I'm on day 6. It's awesome. Why I'm wearing this shirt today. I also really like this shirt. But you know, I've been in this business for 5 years. I joined in December of 2011. I just recently had my 5-year anniversary with Beachbody. So now I am into my 6th year with Beachbody. So out of 5 years of being with this business, 3 out of 5 years I have earned multi-6 figures with this business. So the first 2 years as I'm building up and building steam, and then year 3, 4, and 5, multi-6 figures in this business. And I tell you that because I want you to understand that it's possible, but it takes work. And I cannot guarantee that level of income, neither can Beachbody, right? But you have to understand that it takes work, it takes planning and strategy, and it also takes execution. So you have to put in the blood, sweat, and tears to get to that point, but it is possible. And the only difference between you and I'll tell you this right now, the only difference between you and I is time. If you are putting in the work, if you are hustling, if you're doing the right kind of activities, if you're strategizing and planning and executing, and you're doing the right kind of activities, the only difference between you and I is time. Okay, and I told myself that from day one, that the only difference between someone like Christine Dwyer and myself is time. That if I just followed in her footsteps, and if I just, you know, watched what other successful coaches were doing, that I would be earning the income that I desired and wanted to be earning someday. Because success leaves clues, right? If you follow what successful people do and you mimic what they do, you will also be successful. And successful people know that there's plenty of room up top to be successful. There's a lot of room. So you don't have to be scared. There's plenty of room for you to come up here. I want to hang around and surround myself with other people who are working to be successful and more successful and to better themselves, right? So I choose wisely who I work with and who I surround myself with, because that makes a huge difference. So I'm always open and welcome to new people who are wanting to step into that arena and to work hard to achieve something that they dream and wish. But you know, for me, building this business, I mean, it's not easy, right? It's no cakewalk. Okay, it's not easy. But I always looked up to people. I always looked up to coaches who were successful, and I said, if they could do it, I could do it. And I trusted. I saw the success that they had, and I just trusted in it. And I trusted that it was going to work. So I put my head down and I worked. And let's see, I worked for the first year that I was in my business. I worked at State Farm Insurance, and then we moved up to Wisconsin, and I took a huge pay cut. And we just got to work. Like in 2013, that was my second full year in the business. Yeah, so 2012 was my first year. 2013 was my second year in the business. And that was the year that I pushed for top 10 elite. So I set elite as my goal that year to be an elite coach. And when I set this goal in January of 2013, I was an unstable diamond. So I was a diamond kind of going in and out of active rank. And I decided that I was going elite, and I knew what I needed to do. I made a plan. And then I started reading Push by Chalene Johnson. And I decided, it was so scary, but I decided that I wanted to go for elite top 10. So I put that on my goal list, and man, I can't even tell you how much that goal really did push me and change my life forever. I didn't hit top 10 that year, but I ended at number 20. My team grew just crazy. My team is now a team of over 4,000. We have over 130 diamonds in my downline. Probably 30 of them are star diamonds. Let's see, I'm a 3-time elite coach. I've been at Success Club for 56 months now. So anyways, I hit elite number 20 in 2013. I hit elite number 31 in 2014, and then I hit elite number 200 and something in 2015. And then 2016 happened, and I fell a little bit short. So I fell short on my goal with elite. There's a couple different reasons that I fell short, but it's back on my list, and I'm making 2017 elite happen. And I think my vision was always to be elite 5 times. And in my head, it was 5 times consecutively. But now that I think about it, I'm like, well, it doesn't really have to be consecutively. So, you know, you can be sometimes a little inflexible with how you get there. And hey, 2016 was just a blip in the road. I think it was for a lot of us, but I grew and I learned so much, and I'm ready to go for 2017. And I think the last 3 months, I've been really focusing on a funnel system, like from start to finish. Like, how can I teach people to get people into a challenge group, to have a system to get people into a challenge group, to attract them into a challenge group, and then get people results, and then turn them into coaches, right? So how can we have this whole funnel effect? Because when you really think about it, the best coaches are people who are challengers. Like, who on this call was a challenger before they were a coach? I'd like to see, just if you were, I'd like to see that, because I think that's so important for people to get the feel of the community and get results, and they already have bought in and invested in the products, and they just get it, right? So I know for many years I was really pushed by things like rank and elite and diamond and star diamond and whatever, right? My lifetime rank, by the way, is 10 star. But I don't hold 10 star. I haven't held 10 stars since I achieved it. But I hit it one time, and I got the bonus one time. Woo! And I've been going for it ever since, trying to get back there. But you know, I think in my quest to really push for rank and hit elite, I focused too much on recruiting coaches. And I think recruiting coaches is huge. I mean, that's a huge part of building this team. But I think I needed to take a step back and say, okay, I need to help people get results. I'm super passionate about food. I went to a school called the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. It's an online school. I graduated from that in 2013. And I'm a certified holistic health coach. And if anybody ever has any questions, you can shoot me an email. But that school, it's an 11-month online program. It just taught me about holistic living, about how your body's affected by food, and just all of this incredible stuff. And it's just become a passion of mine. So when I think about where my strength lies and the knowledge that I have that I can provide for people, why am I not helping people heal their bodies through food and through movement and through fitness? I have this incredible platform with Beachbody, but now I really need to use it. And so I'm shifting my focus. Point is that I'm shifting my focus, and I'm not bringing coaches on out of the gate. That's what I used to do. I am bringing challengers on. And if someone comes to me interested in the business, I'm telling them, and this is hard for me, but I have to shift this. I'm telling them, you have to join a challenge group first. Join a challenge group as a customer. If you like it, if you get results, then we upgrade you to a coach. That's part of my new process. And not everyone may agree with that, but for me, that's what I have to do, because I feel like because I did it the other way, my team grew and grew and grew and grew so fast. And then it was almost like it was built, I don't want to say it was built out of, hey, or straws. It was just built out of some, like a little bit more of a flimsier foundation. Like it wasn't a solid foundation, and I have to rebuild using a solid foundation. And not that I'm rebuilding, I mean, my house is just crumbling just a little bit. So I'm trying to catch it before it falls all the way down. I hope that makes sense. And I hope that, I feel like probably a lot of people can relate with that. So sand, Javon, sand, yeah, maybe. House of Cards, okay. So Alexa, my girl, always on board with that stuff. Yes, you have done awesome with that and really bringing that back into our team, Alexa. So along the way too, as I built Team Triceps, there have also, in 2015, there was 5 other people, part of my downline, that were elite coaches in 2015. So it was Carly Del Carlo, who was also a top 10 coach in 2014. Brittany Powers is in my downline. She is now a 2-time top 10 coach. Again, congrats to Brittany and Team Empower. And then Alexa Luckenbach, who was a 2015 elite coach, Meredith Gersten, Meredith Lapai now, who is 2015 elite coach, and then Lauren Kliske. So I have helped a lot of people be successful in this business. So I say all of that because this stuff works. This stuff works, and I promise you it will work. And I promise you this is going to be fun because we are going to actually I'm going to teach it, and then you're going to get time to write it out. And I want to show you what my calendar looks like, and then we'll jump in because I know you're anxious to get in. So here's my calendar, and I just want to show you how pretty it is. So this is my calendar, and you can see that it's in different colors. Every month I have different colors, so that's why I asked you to bring different colors and print this out. If you haven't printed this out, you need to go find some blank calendars. We're planning for 6 months here. Okay, there's March. So it's pretty, it's fun. This is what I follow. This is what we are creating today. It's really, really exciting, okay? And it's really, really fun. So I'm really pumped that you're here. Like, you should give yourself a pat on the back. I know you're taking time away from family. Although it's winter, like in Wisconsin, there's not a lot going on. So this is a perfect time to sit inside and be a part of a webinar. But I want you to be in a place where you can, hopefully it's quiet and you can concentrate and do the work, because I'm going to teach you, it's like a 10-step process that I'm going to teach you that's really duplicatable, that you can teach your team too. So I'm going to take you through this 10-step process, and every time I teach one, you're going to take time to actually put it on your calendar. Cool? Okay, so let me share my screen, guys. Let's see if we can do this here. Okay, share. Can everybody see my screen? You guys give me a thumbs up. Good. Okay, cool. I know there's a little bit of a delay. Okay. So here we go, creating your 6-month strategy. So tell me this. I want you just to give me a yes or a no. Have you ever, so raise your hand or just give me a yes or an emoji or whatever. Have you ever come short on hitting your goal of people in your challenge group? Has anybody ever come short of hitting a goal of people in your challenge group? I'm assuming yes, because that has happened to me many times, and I know there's a delay, so I'm just going to keep on going. Yes, okay. Have you ever felt like you're scrambling to get your challenge group filled and started? Like, you know, it's like, oh my God, the challenge group starts on Monday, it's Thursday, and then before you know it, it's Friday, and it's like, I got to get this group started. And you feel like it's just a hot mess, and it's not as good as you want it to be, and it's not kicking off the way you want it to be. Okay, yes, all the time. What about, have you ever abandoned your current group to fill your next group? And I guess when I say abandon, I mean more like put your current group on the back burner. Like, have you ever kind of just like, you know, people in your group are kind of fading off, and you're like, I got to plan this next one, and everybody just fades out of the group, including yourself. Like, you kind of just stop posting in the group. I know that happens to me all the time. Like in week 4, people aren't communicating as much. So it gives me an excuse to not communicate as much, and I'm filling my other group, and it's like, okay, and it's okay to admit that. It's okay, because we can fix it. Like, we can totally fix it, you guys. So how do we, Meg, you haven't had your first group yet? All right, girlfriend, well, we're gonna help you have your first group. So how do we overcome these challenges, you guys? How do we overcome the challenges that we face? I mean, as coaches, we wear a lot of different hats, but running challenge groups is our number one task. Like, I want you to understand that that is like our number one job as coaches, is to get people results. Like, that's number one. That's what we have to focus on. Our challengers get our time. Our challengers get the most of us. And here's why. Because when you sign somebody to join your team versus a challenger, like someone who's joining your team, plug them into team training. There's so many resources. They need, like, in my opinion, new coaches have to prove that they get my time, because they need to show me that they can go through a 21-day training and watch videos and do assignments. If they can't even prove that to me, then how should they deserve my time, right? But challengers, new baby challengers that like really need my one-on-one attention and one-on-one help, that's where I put my time. Okay, that's where I put my time. So how do we overcome these challenges? First of all, we have to understand that challenge groups are number one. But in reality, we create a strategy. Like, this is how we overcome these challenges, by creating a strategy and then executing the strategy. And then that brings us success, right? But you have to have a strategy, and you have to execute on the strategy. Keyword being execution. You guys, execute. Now, I want to say a couple words on execution here. Execution is so key. If you're not executing, like, what are you doing? You're just planning, right? So a lot of people, and you know this about either your challengers or people in your life, or maybe your team, depending on where you are in this business, or maybe people you work with, but a lot of people can say something, but then they do the complete opposite. And so what I've learned to do is, I've learned that words don't really mean much. Words don't mean much. You know what means more to me is taking the action. It's taking the action. So like, just let's say like Adam tells me that he loves me. Okay, you love me, but you can say that, but I feel like it means more when it's like a hug or like a physical action, right? Or like, ladies, like, let's talk about this for a second. Like, women, we kind of tend to nag a little bit at our spouses or husbands or boyfriends or whatever. And I know I always tell Adam, or ask Adam, like, I would like more like attention, like I would like more hugs, and I would like more kisses and more affection, right? So I always ask for that, and I always tell him that. And he says, okay, I'll do it. I'll make you happy. And he does it for a couple days, and then, he goes back to his old ways, right? How many ladies can like relate to that? So, and then you get mad, and you're just like, come on, like, you have to show it. You have to, so you ask them to do something, and then they don't. So everybody has experienced some sort of lack of execution in their life, right? Needy. Jake says needy. Women are needy, Jake. I'm sorry. That's just how it rolls. We're just a little bit more needy. I have two boxers. I have a male boxer and a female boxer, and my female boxer is so needy. She's just so much more needy. Anyways, so all I'm trying to say is that we've all experienced a time where we've asked someone to execute, but then they don't. So what I'm saying here is, your words mean nothing to me. Actions mean everything. Actions mean everything. What you do is what you become, right? It's really not about the words, okay? So let's take this other example. So I hear all the time that people don't have a spouse that's on board. Like, I don't have a spouse that is, that's supportive of my business. But here's the deal. It's the same sort of thing. Like, if you are telling your spouse that you're going to create this business and you're going to create income and you're going to build something, but yet they never see you sitting at a desk and working and doing stuff, or they never see a paycheck coming in, they never see results. Why would they believe you? Because all they ever hear is talk, and they see no proof or no action, right? So if you want your spouse to, you know, trust in this business and see the potential and believe it, you better show them through your actions. You better show them through your actions. You know, I was able to convince Adam to quit our, I was working at State Farm making $50,000. He was working at Caterpillar making $100,000. And my Beachbody business was bringing in $300 to $500 a week. And I was able to convince him to quit our jobs and go all in with Beachbody. And you know why? Because he trusted in what I was doing. He saw all the actions that I was taking. He saw the hard work that I was putting in, and he believed me and supported me. Okay, so this execution, this isn't just like execute. Like, I'm trying to penetrate in your stubborn fucking head that execution is how you become successful. If you are not executing, you are not building a business. Excuse my language. I cuss every once in a while. So you have to execute, you guys, like execute. Like, just, I want you to just let that permeate through your brain, and write execute on the wall. Like, put it somewhere on your wall. I don't know, put it on your dream board, put it on the back of your phone. But this is what you have to live by. If there is no execution, there is no business. Okay? So now that I got that out of the way, how would it feel to hit Success Club every month? How would it feel? Feel pretty good, right? How would it feel to get your challengers results every month? I mean, every single month you have people messaging you saying, Sarah, this was awesome. I love this group. I lost 5 pounds. I can't wait to do it again. And you would just be like, oh, I'm so glad I'm helping you change your life. It would feel so good. How would it feel to be recognized on a national wake-up call, right? That would just feel really good, for being recognized for the hard work that you're doing. Guess what, guys? When you put in hard work, you are recognized. When you are not executing, you are not recognized. The people that get recognized are the people that are executing. How would it feel? You're damn right it would feel like this. You would feel like Rocky. You would feel like a champion. You would feel how you feel after you complete a workout. You would feel like you're living your purpose. You would feel like you're having an impact on people's lives. And as humans, I think that's what we really crave. We just want to have an impact. We want to have significance. We want to help other people. Like, we want to, like, have purpose, right? Yeah. So let's make a deal. Can we make a deal? Can we make a deal, guys? I'm going to give you this marketing plan. So I'm going to give you all of this stuff, like, for free. And this is stuff that I have learned over the 5 years of taking endless online courses, and online courses meaning courses for business builders that are creating, like, you know, people like courses from Marie Forleo and Chalene Johnson, Zach Spuckler. Who else have I taken courses from? Amy Porterfield. I've taken so many courses, and I've learned so much. And I've put this into a system for you. Like, I'm giving you this system. I'm handing it to you. But you have to make me a deal. And you have to tell me that if I give you this plan, that you will execute. So in the comments, say, Sarah, I will execute, ! So I want you to write that in right now. And I need to see a good amount of those comments coming through before I move on, because I want you to execute on this plan. I don't want you to just get the plan. I want you to execute. Yes, thank you, Jasmine. Yes, Danielle, Jessica, Sue, Taylor, Angela, Rita, Kimberly, Linda, can't read them fast enough, Barbara, Katie. Okay, good. You guys, does that feel so good to say it? Say it again. Type it in again. Say it out loud. I will execute. I am an executor. I get shit done. Right? You guys, there is no secret to this business. The secret is execution. Okay? I'm gonna give you the plan. If you do this plan and you give it 6 months, you execute it for 6 months, and it doesn't work after 6 months, then come to me and say, hey, Sarah, something was off, and then we can fix it. But I guarantee you that if you come to me after 6 months and it didn't work, I guarantee you didn't execute it as I taught it to you, that you were lazy in some aspects. You have to execute every piece to see if something actually works. Okay, so you need to execute. If you're gonna do this and this is gonna work for you, and you're gonna start hitting Success Club 10 every month, and you're gonna start getting your challengers results every month, and you're gonna be recognized on that national wake-up call and recognized by your upline, guess what? And you want your income to grow. You have to follow this plan how I'm teaching it, okay? So, time to plan. Let's get started. So does everybody have their printed off calendar? If you don't, go print. And I need you to have some different color pens or markers or whatever you're using, at least 3 or 4 different colors. If you can, probably 6, because we're going to be planning 6 different challenge groups. Okay. All right. So let's go. So number 1. So I'm taking you through 10 steps, and I'm going to teach the step, and then I'm going to give you time to write it in your calendar, okay? So number 1, we have to start with a challenge group date, okay? So when is your challenge group opening? Obviously, you already have a challenge group starting in January, so we don't need to worry about the January stuff, but let's focus on your February challenge group. So for me, right now, I'm running my challenge groups. It seemed to kind of work out to have my challenge groups start on or around the first Monday of every month this year. That kind of worked for me. So it's up to you. The second Monday, the first Monday, whatever works for you. I would go through for the next 6 months, February through June or February through July, and I want you to plan out when your groups are going to start 6 months out. So February, March, April, May, June, July. So February through July, we're planning out when your groups are going to start. Also, in this task, I want you to put in when are you opening the group in your app, okay? So for example, my next group starts on February 6th, okay? Starts on Monday, February 6th, and I open the group the Wednesday before it starts. So I usually open the group, if my group starts on a Monday, I tend to open the group on the Wednesday before. So that gives me Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that gives me 5 days of prep before. So that whole 5 days is kind of prep week, like getting my challengers ready. Okay, so I want you to not only pick the start date, but I want you to write on your calendar. This is all in the same color. Well, I take that back. Each challenge group section is one color. So for February, it would all be in one color. And then when you go to plan in March, like my group in March starts on March 6th, I change my color. So every challenge group has a different color, FYI. So keep that in mind. So what I want you to do right now is pick the start date for February through July every single month. Then I want you to choose when you're opening the group in the Challenge Tracker app. When is your prep week going to be? So I just write in prep week for, Wednesday the 1st all the way through the 5th, right? If I'm looking at February. And then I want you to write down when you are going to create the content for your group. So every Sunday, or the Sunday before my group starts, so on Sunday, February 5th, that is my day to sit down for 2 to 3 hours to create content for my group. I want to be really intentional about my content. And a lot of times I reuse stuff, but I like to switch it up too. So I really take a good amount of time to create thoughtful, mindful, informative content for my challenge groups, things that are going to get them engaged. I create that on the Sunday before the group starts. So I want you to also write that in so that it's planned and you have time for that. Okay, now if you are building a business, you guys, this is a lot of work, but guess what? Building a business is a lot of work and you have to sacrifice sometimes. And I work oftentimes on the weekends and that's just what I do because I love it, okay? So, yes, Susie, these are paid groups. We're getting to free groups later. These are all paid groups, okay? My next group does start the day after the health bet ends, yes. My next group starts on the 6th of February. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys, I'm gonna give you 5 to 6 minutes, let's say 6 minutes, and I want you to write all of these things out. I'm gonna leave this slide up for you so you know what you're planning. Remember to change colors every time you move to the next month, okay? I'm sure some of you are already moving forward, and I'll answer questions as they come in. No, I would keep, Sarah, I would keep, like, this is how I did it, but I kept all challenge, like everything for my February challenge group, I kept in one color. Everything for my March challenge group, I kept in one color. The content plan is what are you posting in the group? Like what's the content for the group? Like what are you doing? Like every morning I give my people an assignment and I give them a plan. I also have weekly themes. So like week 1, I usually focus on mindset. Week 2, I usually focus on food and meal prep. And week 3, I focus on, I can't remember what my focus is for week 3, but I kind of do it by themes. But I take the time on that Sunday to plan all that out. Yes, I do 30 days, 30-day groups. Yep. Yeah, and Angela, planning, like, and I'll schedule all of these in the Challenge Tracker app too. I usually don't start a new group before the next one ends. I don't really put an end date. I didn't ask you to do an end date yet. Just pick a start date. Don't worry about that yet. You're ahead of yourself. Yes, I plan all of my posts in the app, Jamie. I schedule them all out. Because I believe that if you are consistently posting every morning at 6 a.m., that trains your challengers to look every morning, but I don't always wake up that early. So if I'm kind of like wishy-washy with it, guess what? They're gonna be wishy-washy. So I plan it so it comes out the same time every single day, and the check-in at night is the same time every single night. So in July's funky because we have Summit. And we have 4th of July. So actually my group doesn't start until after Summit in July. My group starts on the 17th in July. Yeah, all groups are 30 days. Yep. Javon, you're ahead of yourself. We're only on step 1. Here, let me pull up my plan real quick. I'm gonna give you guys some quiet time and I'll keep answering questions in the. Two more minutes, guys. Javon, I opened the group about 5 days before the actual start date of the group. Yeah, so Crystal, on the content plan day, you would set up everything that you're posting for the group. Yep. No, Natalie, no 30 days in between. Usually my groups are back to back. Sorry if I said that wrong, but my days are back to back. My groups are back to back. So for example, guys, and it's not going to be perfect. I mean, it doesn't always end perfect. You just have to work with it. And you should probably know when you're traveling, because it's, you know, it's important to be, there's certain days of, there's certain parts of the month that we'll talk about that you need to be very focused, and you shouldn't be traveling during a lot of this. Hold on, let me find, I wanted to find my groups, oh, here we go. Okay, so week one, here's how my content plan works. So week one is mindset makeover. Week two is food, portion control, and meal prep. Week three is cooking and loving how you eat. And week four is lifestyle choices and living holistically. Those are my 4 themes, at least for now. I switched those up a little bit. No, Natalie, I'm not going to share dates. You gotta do that on your own, girlfriend. You can do it. You can do it. Dakota, the Challenge Tracker app has a scheduling feature in it. I don't have a page for those themes, guys, but I'll say them one more time. So week one is mindset makeover. Week two is food, portion control, and meal prep. Week three is cooking and loving how you eat. And week four is lifestyle choices and living holistically. Okay, moving on. So let's move on to step number 2. So everybody's ready to go. Step number 2. So let's see here. So now we're going to talk about enrollment dates. So this is really, really important, you guys. And this is something that I've been doing for the last couple months, is having an active enrollment period for your challenge group. So instead of just having a free-for-all, like invite whenever, like always inviting people, always trying to get them in a challenge group, like you have a very specific period of time. And for me, my challenge group enrollment date is, let's see, it's about 6 days. My challenge group enrollment dates is about 6 days. So I open enrollment for my challenge group for 6 days. And what this does is this 6 days, this is my busiest week of the month, okay? And this is when I am focused on inviting, I am posting, I am talking to people about my challenge group, and I'm like all in. So I don't want you to ask a lot of questions. Here's what you do, is I want you to say the day before your group opens. Okay, actually I take that back. The day before you open the group in the app. So let's say you open the group in the app on a Wednesday. Okay, your last day to enroll in your group should be the day before you open that group in the app. Okay, so then I want you to track back 5 days. So basically your enrollment dates for the group should be leading right up until when you open the group in the app. So I'll give you guys an example of my dates. So my February group starts on Monday the 6th. I open the group in the tracker app on the 1st. My enrollment dates are January 26th all the way through the 31st. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, okay? 6 days that they can enroll in my challenge group that starts on the 6th, okay? So I want you to do that for every single one of your groups, okay? Is I want you to create enrollment dates 5 to 7 day window. Go. Donna, the Prep Week and app is, the Prep Week is like for your challengers. So when you create, the Prep Week is like you talking about cleaning out your pantry, showing them how to use Beachbody on Demand, helping them set goals, helping them take pictures and measurements. That's like Prep Week for your group. The content plan is you taking time to create posts for your group when it starts, which is after the Prep Week. So you could really do the content plan before Prep Week, and you could plan it all together if you wanted. That would be an example too. I'm going to give you guys 3 more minutes to put in your open enrollments. When you're done listing your open enrollment dates, please let me know that you're done with number 2. Okay. Okay, Jody, you're ahead of yourself. I got 8 more steps, girlfriend. And Angela, yes, this is an owl's dream come true, but the owl must not stay here. The owl must move forward. Okay, cool. So like I said, we are just creating enrollment dates. I know your head is spinning, and I promise I will answer all of your questions. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay. Okay, so let's move on. Next. Number 3. So this is pretty easy. This one's going to take no time at all, but this is, oh, what just happened here? Okay, I'm good. So number 3 is a solid cutoff date. Brianna, we're not talking about advertising yet. Nobody said anything about advertising. Just focus on what the steps say, y'all. Okay, so right now, the only thing that we are concentrating on is a solid enrollment cutoff date. This is easy because you just created your enrollment date. So you know the last day to enroll. But all I want you to do is I want you to go to that last day, and I want you to write in big capital letters, last call or cutoff date. Okay, so every day, like for me, my last call for my February group is January 31st. So on my calendar, it's in a big box in big letters that says last call, because I want to make sure that it's strict. Okay, and like I said, I put it, like I usually put it right before I open the group and right before I start prep week. Okay, so last call, I want you to go through every time before. So remember, you're changing colors for every group that you're building up, right? You're changing colors, hopefully. Last call. And I want it to be in big letters because you have to set a very strict enrollment deadline. And here's why, because it creates urgency with people. Awesome, Crystal already did it. Good job, girlfriend. So you get an extra 2 minutes. But when you create this urgency, guys, like people are just more willing to want to be a part of it. And maybe not the first time,
but it's going to plant the seed. And when you're strict about it, you're like, no, the enrollment is cut off. Like, it's done. I'm starting my challenge group with or without you. And then you let them know, like, I'll have another group next month. I'll keep you on my list to invite you when the enrollment opens next time, and we'll talk about that. But you have to be strict with that cutoff date. It creates more of a demand for your challenge groups, okay? This is something that we do not do enough as Beachbody coaches, because we're so just like all over the place, and we're moms and husbands and dads, and we have full-time jobs, and we have all this stuff going on. So it's just like, everything's loose, and it's like, oh, sure, you want to buy a challenge pack? Cool, let's go, let's go, let's go. No, but I think if you're really serious about building this business, and you want a solid plan, and you want to be more organized, and you don't want to feel like you're flailing, around like a chicken with the head cut off, you have to have a strategic plan, and you have to hold yourself to that, okay? Yeah, so Jasmine, like, if people come in and let's say they want to order the challenge pack, like, that's fine, you can order, but you're not getting in my challenge group that time around. Like, you will get in my next group. So like, I've had people where they're like, I still want to order though. I'm like, fine, here's the link, but you can't get in until next month. But I really try to tell them, like, I really am strict. I'm like, enrollment is, and I'll put you on the list. I mean, I have a waiting list for people. That's really what I do, is I have a waiting list. But I recently had someone who was like, I want to buy it anyways. I'm like, all right, fine, here's the link, but you're still on the waiting list, okay? Good. This feels like a strategy, right? This feels like a real plan. Like, we're putting on our big girl CEO pants, big boy CEO pants, and we have a plan, guys. That's what this is all about, okay? Okay. Yeah, and you just be strict with this, guys. If you respect your time, everybody else will respect your time. And that's what this is about. This is about respecting your time, so that you're not like, oh, I gotta add this person, I gotta add this person, oh shit, I never invited them, oh, I told them I would. No, you have a strategy, and you're more organized, and it makes it so much better. Yes, rules, Angela, totally, rules, okay? Okay. Javon, I am never worried about sounding too abrasive. People that know me understand that, no. Here's my thing, and this is a totally different topic, and I shouldn't even go there, but since you asked, people that come to me want to get healthy, and you know what? They have really terrible habits, and they're addicted to food, they're addicted to sugar, they're addicted to processed garbage. And you know what? The only way that they are ever going to change is if I'm abrasive. And there's so much white noise out there in this world. You just scroll Facebook like mindlessly, like, like you're brain dead. You just scroll Facebook. That's like, what is going to catch you off guard? What's going to catch you off guard is someone who is being slightly abrasive. I have to shock people. That's my mission. That's how I get people out of the zombie land, is shocking people and being abrasive and telling it like it is. That's easy for me. I know that's not easy for everybody, but that's just me, right? So I would not worry about being too abrasive. If just do it. And yes, you're going to feel like a little bit like, oh my God, I just posted that, but do it, and do it more. And people are going to respect you for that. Okay. All right. Cool. Yes. So Jake, we're going to talk about inviting here in a little bit. Okay. Yes, and Crystal made a good point. This really helps you stop being so desperate, right? It's like you have a very structured timeline, and you're good to go, okay? Amani says, is the cutoff date one day before prep or one day before we open the app? Well, for me, that's the same day. So the day I open the app is the day I start prep week. So it's one and the same. Okay. Awesome. Next. Thank you, Susie. All right, here we go. Next, number 4, we're moving. Everybody should be done with number 3, right? Because we were talking a lot on that. So, okay, so this one's gonna take a little bit of time, and we're talking about free groups here. So I'm going to teach you how to run really good free groups. This is kind of like a bonus part of this. I'm going to teach you how to run really effective free groups. But before we go there, before I teach you that, I want you to fit in your free groups. And I want you to be running free groups consistently. So I want you to have a plan for your free groups. If you're anything like me, you probably run free groups whenever you feel like it, whenever you have a free moment, whenever an idea pops in your head, and you just throw it together, throw it on the wall, see what happens, right? That's totally me. But if you have a plan and it all rolls together, dude, this is gonna work so well. So here's where the free group lands. Okay, so I'm actually gonna change this. We're gonna say before enrollment dates. Okay, so here's where the free group lands. In the free group, this right here is key, 3 to 5 days. I would say most people are falling off at day 5. So I like to keep my free groups at 3 or 4 days. And guess what I do? I run my free group right up until enrollment opens. So for example, let me give you guys an example. So my enrollment opens on January 26th for my February group. January 26th. So my free group starts on Monday the 23rd, Monday, January 23rd, and it's a 4-day free group. And on the last day of the free group, on day 4, last day, that's also when open enrollment starts. Guess what? That is done strategically because I want my free group people to have a place to go, to say, hey, do you want more? Do you want to work with me? Like, here it is. I have open enrollment for the next 6 days. Join me. Okay, so we're going to talk about the free group in a second, but right now I want you to go through for the next 6 months, and right before the enrollment date, I want you to plan your free group, and don't make the free group over 5 days. Go. You have 5 minutes. So Sarah, these free groups should actually be the same color as the challenge group that you're getting them started into. So like my free group that starts on January 23rd is leading people into open enrollment for my group that starts on the 6th. So that's all the same color for me. Hope that makes sense, Sarah. Javon, I just saw your message on Instagram. Thanks for the love, girl. Okay. Okay, so Lana, I'm going to explain this to you. So I'm going to run you guys through just my first challenge group. So my next challenge group starts on the 6th. So we're backtracking. So remember, we're reverse engineering this. So if the group starts on the 6th, what do you have to do before the group starts? Well, you have to get people in the group. So people have to be in the group, and we have to be starting in the group on the 1st, okay? So if I open the group on the 1st, that means I need to know who's in the group. So if I need to know who's in the group by the 1st, that means that my last call to join the group needs to be on the 31st, the day before that. Okay, so then the 31st is the last day of my enrollment dates. Well, if I want 6 days for people to enroll, that means that enrollment is open from the 26th through the 31st. But the free group is before the open enrollment dates. It's before the open enrollment dates. So it basically rolls like this. It goes free group, open enrollment, last call, add people to group, and then challenge group starts, okay? We're going to talk about free groups here in a second, Crystal. I hope that helps, Lana. Yeah, Mandy, so Mandy says, so my free groups are running from a Thursday over the weekend until Monday and begin open enrollment for 7 days starting on Tuesday. I don't know. I like to start my free groups on a Monday, but you may have luck over the weekend. I really don't know. I would try it. I mean, girl, I don't know. Try it. Maybe people like it on the weekends. But if you're going to try it, I would do it for 2 or 3 months consistently that way to see if it works. And if you're not getting enough people in your free group, then maybe you need to change it. Let's see. Okay, Anna says, I have a free group near Easter. I think I have one near Easter too. When is Easter? Oh, I see it. So I'm doing a free group. I'm doing a 3-day free group that week too. So I have a free group starting on the 10th. And then open enrollment for me starts on the 12th or 13th. And then open enrollment goes through Easter weekend and then through that whole next week. I gave people extra time on that one. Anyways, I think a 3-day group is fine. I think it's good to switch it up. I think 3-day groups work well. Okay. Yep, Jasmine, your dates look good. Okay, so guys, yeah, this recording is going to be available for 1 week. So you'll get the recording emailed to you. Okay, so Sue asked, do you recommend ending the free group the day before the last call? No, my free group ends the day that open enrollment starts. My free group ends the day open enrollment starts. So for example, my free group is from the 23rd to the 26th. That's 4 days. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then on the 26th is when I open enrollment. That's a good question. Janice, this recording will be available via recording. We're going to talk about that here in a second, Jamie. We're going to talk about free groups. So is everybody done planning? Can you just give me a holler that you're done, you're done planning your free groups? Can you just let me know? Okay, good. We're done. While I make a quick post here on Instagram. Okay. All right, guys, so let's talk about free groups. Okay, so here's the deal with free groups. So I want you to have a blank sheet of paper. Get a blank sheet of paper. And I want you to write on the top, I'm gonna do this with you. And we're gonna write on the top of this sheet, we're gonna say what I offer in my paid groups. So what do people get? What do people get when they join your free groups? So I want you to start making a list. And if you want, you can share them in the chat box. It'd be great if we could just share and collaborate. But what do people get as part of your free groups? So as part of I'm sorry, not free groups, as part of your paid groups. I take that back. What do people get as part of your paid groups? So for me, people get Beachbody On Demand, they get Shakeology, they get coaching from me, they get support, they get meal plan, they get meal prep ideas and training. They learn how to clean out their pantry. Okay, anything goes. I just want you to make a long list. Paid. This is what do they get during your paid groups. Okay, so what are people getting as part of your paid groups? So Jasmine says, BOD, Shakeology, coaching, support from challengers, meal prep ideas, mini challenges, tips on getting the most out of their workout. Awesome. Mindset, support, coaching, meal prep, all really good stuff. They get an environment to grow. They get personal development or mindset work. Okay, good. Okay, Dina says you had a new one in there, water tips. So that would be like hydration. They learn how to hydrate their body. Hydration tips. Okay, good. So here's the thing, guys. Everybody, Brooks has one-on-one calls with mine. So here's the thing. I want you to list out everything that you offer to your people. I mean, even the littlest thing makes a huge difference. So even the littlest thing like cleaning out your pantry. I mean, that's little, and I don't personally teach that, but I have them go in and I have them watch the pantry raid on Fixate. Okay, so when you list out everything that you offer in your paid groups, and maybe you don't know what that is, so this is a good brainstorming for you to know what you offer in your paid groups. But here's what you do for your free groups, guys. You offer just a piece of what they will get. So for example, a lot of us do a 5-day meal plan for our free groups, which is great because that's a piece of what they'll get in the challenge group. But don't you want to switch it up? I mean, a 5-day meal plan is great, or a 3-day meal plan is great, but every month that's going to get boring, and it's going to attract the same people. You see, it's kind of like a farmer planting the same crop in the field over and over and over. Over time, it doesn't work anymore because that crop uses the same nutrients. That's why farmers switch their crops every year. Like, one year a field will have corn, the next year the field will have soy, because it takes different nutrients from the soil, and then the off years it replenishes it. So every free group should be a little bit different so that you're touching and reaching different people. So for example, a meal plan is great, but you shouldn't do that every time. But what about if you did a free group to teach people how to clean out their pantry or clean out their fridge? What if you did a free 3-day fridge clean out? That'd be super easy and totally valuable for people. What if you did a 3-day try Shakeology challenge? Now that one you'd have to probably plan a little bit in advance because you have to get people Shakeology, but you could do a 3-day. What if you did a 5-day Beachbody On Demand trial, free trial or workout plan, or maybe you did a 5-day plank challenge or something like that, right? What if you did a 4-day mindset makeover? What if you did 3 days of hydrating your body, learning about how to hydrate your body the best way? What if you did a 5-day sugar detox? What if you did a 3-day meal planning free group? Is this making sense? Okay, tell me if this is making sense, because here's the thing, guys. If you offer just a piece of what you offer in your whole paid group, so you have a free group that starts on the 23rd of January, and you're saying, okay, we're gonna do a 4-day meal planning free group, and you teach people how to meal plan, and then on the last day of the 26th, you say, awesome, like now you guys know how to meal plan, like now you understand how to meal plan. But you're still missing pieces. Like, to make this a lifestyle, it's just not about meal planning. You need the environment, you need the mindset, you need the fitness, you need the coaching, you need the support, you need the environment to grow. And I offer all that in my challenge group. And guess what? Enrollment just opened today. Can you believe it? You can get all that with me. And you're one step ahead of the game because you already know how to meal prep. So you're going to be super successful in the next 30 days when I teach you all this other stuff. So all I'm saying is that when I say here on this fourth point on this spreadsheet, on this slide, when it says make sure you know the gap. So what you're doing here is you are creating a gap to say, hey, guess what? Now you know how to do this, but you don't have all of this yet, and you need all of this to get results. So you say, okay, you know how to meal prep, but there's still a lot that you need to know to lose weight and to get results. And if you want to lose weight and you have goals, here's what I offer in my challenge group, and this is what you need to reach those goals. Let's see, and this free group lives in the, actually I do free groups in Facebook. And here's why, because in order to get on the challenge tracker app, they need an account. And I just don't want, I prefer not to have people have free Beachbody accounts. Like if they're gonna be with me, it's just way easier if I can just get them with a challenge pack. That's just my opinion. You could totally do it in the app if you wanted. For me, I just like to do it on the free groups on Facebook. Great question. Okay, is this making sense on how to run an effective free group that easily transitions people? Free groups are so useful and they can make a huge difference, but we have to understand how to transition them. And this is really something very new that I've been doing. This is all new stuff. So I know not a lot of people like know this yet, like, because I think that that's been a very hard transition for coaches is free group. You know, free groups, I think we're always just like, oh, just go build relationships and then see what happens. Well, no, there's a whole purpose behind it, right? There's a whole purpose, yes. And Jake says gain trust. You're giving them some great content, and that during that free group, like you are involved in that group. Like you are talking to everybody, commenting on everything, giving them a ton of value, And then you say, look, enrollment's open. You're done with this challenge, but I've got a 30-day challenge that starts on the 6th, and enrollment is open from now until the 31st. Here's what you get. And you do, like, you go live, or you make a post or whatever, right? Or you send invites, and that's what we're going to talk about here in a second, okay? Yeah, Jessica, so if you're doing a free group with Shakeology, I mean, I probably personally wouldn't, because yes, there's a lot more logistics in shipping samples, and no, I would not do them free. So it technically would not be a free group, but it still may reach a different audience, because you may have a lot of people that are interested in trying Shakeology. So if I would do it for 3 days, a 3-day Shakeology run or Shakeology trial, or I don't know what I would call it. But I would send them 3 shakes for like $20 or $15 or something. Yeah. But I would definitely charge. Yes. Or okay, what do you mean, Javon? Are you posting less content via social media during the free group? What do you mean by that? Because I post the same no matter what's happening. I always post 3 times a day. At least I try to. Okay? All right. Are we ready to move on? Does anybody else have any questions about free groups? Because we're moving on to number 5. Sorry, this is probably going to take more than 2 hours. Sorry, guys. I really wanted to get it in 2 hours. All right. I think we're ready. Here's the deal. Javon, make it all a part of your group and make it all public. Because if you make it just exclusive to your group, I mean, when it's public, like it's just all scattered everywhere. I put all the same content, but I mean, when it's in a group, when it's like, hey, this is a 3-day system to learn how to meal prep, people want a packaged system. I talk about meal prep all the time on my social media, but when I say, hey, this is a 3-day guide to meal prep, way different, okay? We're getting there, Crystal. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so this is what we're all waiting for. Post and advertise. Invites are next. Invites are number 6. But let's talk about posting and advertising to your group. This one is going to take some time. So this is going to take some time for you to plan this out. Here's what I want you to plan out. So I want you to listen. If you're writing, I just want you to stop writing and just listen for just a quick minute, and then I will give you time to write because I want to go through all of these because I want to give you quiet time to do this, okay? So here's what you need to do to post and advertise for your group. You need to have 2 free group posts. So before your free group starts, you need to have at least 2 posts about your free group. 2 posts that you need to schedule. You need to write them on your calendar. When am I posting about my free group? It's the first thing you do. This one right here, we're not scheduling this. We're going to skip that for just a quick second. The second thing you need to schedule is enrollment is open. So when does enrollment open for your challenge group? Not for your free group, but when does enrollment open for your paid challenge group? You need to have a very direct post. Enrollment is open. It's open. Join me if you want to work with me. Enrollment is open. Okay, we're going to talk about this in a second. Then we're going to talk about this in a second. And then, last call. You need to schedule a last call post. So this is on the last day of your open enrollment. So for me, I would post on the 26th, on Thursday the 26th, and I would say open enrollment, a post that is very like direct, hard sell, like enrollment is open. On the 31st, it's very direct, hard sale. Last call to enroll in my group. Okay, and then if you are a Facebook ads kind of person, not all of us are, but if you're doing Facebook ads, I want you to schedule that on your calendar of when you want to start your ad and when you want to end your ad. Okay, so right now you're scheduling 4 things. These 4 points right here. These inner points we're going to talk about in a second. So schedule these 4 points for all of your challenge groups. You have 10 minutes. Okay, how is that quiet time? Let me answer some questions. How many days before the free group starts do you post 2 free group posts? It just really depends on your system. So if you want to get people in, you know, the day before the group starts, I mean, I would say within, you know, I would say 4 to 5 days before, within a 4 to 5 day window, you should post a couple times before the group starts. So I would say, okay, so let's see, Javon says, because there's such a flood of posts on people's feed, are the 2 free group posts the same day, or say Monday and again on Wednesday? I wouldn't make them the same day. I would switch them up. We're going to talk about that here in a second. So Mandy says, tell me if I'm getting ahead here. Do you schedule certain times for your posts, like free group in the morning? I don't. I really, I don't really schedule my posts. I just kind of post when it works for me. I probably should though. I don't though. I don't really pay much attention to when a good time to post. If anybody has insight on that, that's cool. Okay, so I want to talk about this other stuff here. So I want you guys to go to Instagram. I want everybody to pull up Instagram. If you use Instagram, I want you to go to your Instagram account. And I want you to look up my Instagram account really quick. It's my Instagram account is Sarah Tri Fitness. So I want you to pull up Sarah Tri Fitness really quick. And I want you to see that there is a link in my profile. You don't have to click on it or do whatever. I just want you to see that there's a link there, okay? That there's a link. I always have a link. I always have a place for my Instagram followers to go. Now I want you to go back to your Instagram homepage. So go back to the homepage, to your Instagram homepage. And I want you to click on Edit Profile. So I want you to click on Edit Profile. And you'll see there on Edit Your Profile, you'll see some things. You'll see what is your name. You'll see what is your Instagram handle name. And then the third option is to put in a link, okay? This is where I want you to have a link. So when you, especially on Instagram, when you want people to get into your free group or get into your paid group, you need to have a clickable link for them. The thing is that when you use a link in your Instagram post, it is not clickable, okay? So I want you guys to focus on this because this got confusing at the last one, but I want you to put your pens down and focus on this. The link when you post on Instagram, if you post a link in your actual Instagram photo that you post, the link will not be clickable and therefore people will not click on it. But what I do is I always have a link in my profile, and that link in my profile on Instagram is clickable. So anytime I reference and I say, hey, I have a free meal prep group. It starts on Monday. Here's what you'll learn. Here's what you get. If you want to join, click the link in my profile. Clickable link above in my profile. I reference it. I say, go to my profile and click on it. Okay, so I always reference that link in Instagram. So you are going to be changing your links. So when you have a free group going on, guess what? You have a link to. Now, you may be thinking, well, a link to what? Like, I don't have anything. A link to what? What do I do? Here's the thing. The easiest thing to start with is a Google form. So I'm not going to teach you how to create a Google form. If you don't know how to create a Google form, you need to write that down as an action item. Learn how to create a Google form. Okay, create a Google form, and basically you're basically asking people questions, and you can title it like 3-day meal prep, training with Sarah, whatever you want to call it. And you ask them questions like, what's your name? What's your email? Why are you interested in this group? And that's it. Like, it doesn't even have to be a lot, but you collect their name and their email, and then you start emailing people. You have an email that you send and say, hey, thanks for being part of my group. Here's the link to my Facebook group. Join my Facebook group. And you give them a link to the Facebook group, okay? But you need to have a place for them to go. Otherwise, when you say, hey, comment below, or hey, shoot me an email, like, that's just, people just don't do that. So people like to keep it like, I don't know, people don't want to like outwardly say I'm in. People want to click on a link and do it like behind the scenes, quietly, okay? So if you have a link and a form for them to fill out, it can even just be a form that says join my meal prep what's your name and email? Like, it doesn't even have to, it can be as easy as that. So it's not hard for people to join. It can literally be 2 questions. What's your name and email? And then you send them an email with, thanks for joining my group. Here's a link to the Facebook group. We start on Monday. And then you have their email, guys, like, right? Same thing with your paid groups. So when you start to advertise for your free group, you have to change the link. So free group, link in bio. So when you start posting about your free group, you need, let's put on your calendar, update link in bio, or put free group link in bio. So I want you to go through really quick, take 30 seconds and put on your calendar, free group link in bio. Go put that in your calendar real quick, 30 seconds. Mandy, I would say to a form. And here's why, because then you collect their name and their email. Okay, so now that you have this scheduled in, now that you have free group link scheduled in, now we need to do the same thing for the enrollment link. So when your free group is over and when open enrollment starts, you need to change the link, because remember, when open enrollment starts, when it's open enrollment, what do? You say, hey, open enrollment for my group, it starts today. Clickable link is in bio, but you've got to update that clickable link. Now this is also going to go to a form, but this form is going to have more details, more information. It's going to say, what's your name? What's your email? What are your goals? Why have you struggled with losing weight in the past? What other programs have you tried? Are you working with another Beachbody coach? Like questions like that, okay? You direct them to that form, and then you email them when people fill out the form. This is also a link that you would put in to your free group. So when the free group ends and open enrollment starts, you say, you guys, I'm so excited. Thanks for being part of this meal prep group. You know how to meal prep, you know, now I want to transition you and help you take your results to the next level. You need these things to be successful, and that's what I offer in my group that starts on the 6th. If you're interested and you want to enroll in my group, here's an application. Fill out the application and I'll be in touch. I'd love to work with you. So the link is not just for Instagram, it works for other places. And we're going to talk about the link on your Facebook page here in a second. But this link, this form for your open enrollment, that's what you need to update on your Instagram when open enrollment happens. So now go to your calendar and say enrollment link in bio. This should be on the same day that you post open enrollment. When you post enrollment is open, you should also be changing the link in your bio. So write that on your calendar. So Javon, you are updating the link when you open enrollment, that's when you update the link to your form that's asking questions about joining your challenge group. you change the link to a form for your free group the first day that you post about your free group. So you're changing your link 2 times within like a week span, guys. So from the time that your free group starts all the way up until the last call, it's like maybe 8-9 days. It's a busy week. That's a busy week. It's a really, really busy week. Bye, Dawn. Thanks for jumping on. Okay, so also, here's the other thing I want to talk about. And this can, guys, this can be for the free group too. Sorry, this is getting, I need to make this smaller. When enrollment is open, for your challenge group, so for me, January 26th through the 31st, during that time, I will be posting the same. Every single day I post 3 times. And guess what? On every single post during my 6 days, I will be referencing the link. For example, it's not a hard sell though, it's a soft sell. So for example, on the 26th, I say open enrollment, my enrollment's open, da-da-da-da-da. Now on the 27th when I'm posting, I'll say got my workout done, day whatever of Master's Chisel, talking about it, and then I'll say PS, enrollment's open for my boot camp that starts on the 6th. If you want to join me and you missed joining my boot camp in January, click the link. Clickable link is in my bio. Every single time I post during the enrollment period, every single post I put up from the 26th through the 31st will reference the link, because I want people to sign up for my challenge group. And there are people following you, and no, you are not being annoying. You are just referencing it. Your content is whatever, like you're still talking about whatever you would normally talk about. You're just making a quick PS. Hey, guess what? Hey, don't forget. Hey, did you miss the link, or did you know? Hey, did you know? Right? You're just referencing it. Okay, same really with your free group. And honestly, I add people into my free group as it's going. So if you're posting about your free group 4 days before it starts, and the link is up for 4 days through that free group, like I would keep the link up from the day you put it up until you change it to your open enrollment link, right? You can reference that the same way. You can say, hey, and if you missed it, PS, if you missed it, I got a free group. It starts on Monday. Link, clickable link in my bio. Clickable link in my bio. That's like, I say that a lot during my enrollment periods. Clickable link is in my bio. I reference the links every single post. Every single post, all posts, Danielle, every single post. Every post. Every post. It says right here, reference link every post during enrollment. So that just means, and I'm just going to get rid of this 90% soft because that's just confusing. We're just going to get rid of that. Okay? So that's not something that you need to schedule on your calendar. You just need to know that. Totally. You can totally save a blurb, Javon. Absolutely. Okay? Linda, we already talked about the links, so you must have missed that part. You're going to have to watch recording to talk about the links. So here's the deal. For those of you that use a Facebook fan page or like page, here's the deal with this. On Facebook, when you put a link into your post in Facebook, it is clickable. So in Facebook, every single time during my enrollment period or when I'm promoting my free group, I say on there, I will say, P.S. enrollment is open if you want to join my boot camp that starts on the 6th. Or P.S. if you missed joining my boot camp in January and you want to join my February one, here's the link to enroll. And I actually list out the link on the Facebook post, because on Facebook, a link is clickable. So you have to think, is it clickable? How is it easy for people? You got to think about that. So on Facebook, I don't reference it. I actually put the link. Okay. So Facebook is the same. I'm referencing the link, but I'm not telling them where to go. I'm actually putting the link in every single Facebook post as a PS. It's not a hard sell. It's just a PS. Like, hey, by the way, hey, did you know? Hey, did you see? Hey, did you miss it? Whatever, right? Here's also the deal. Another thing that you can do. Now, this is optional. You don't have to do this. But every time I have a free group, I change my cover photos on Facebook. And I update the description and I give them a link to join my free group. Every time I have open enrollment for a challenge, I change my cover photos and I update the description to tell them what they're going to get, and I have a link for them to enroll in my challenge group. Now, if you go to your Facebook like page, if you have a fan page or a like page, I want you to open it up. There is a button on your like page. If you don't currently use it, you should be using it. So when you go to your page, you'll see right away, you'll see there's a button. It either says message me now, or it says like set up. Like maybe you haven't set it up yet, but click on the button. And this is going to allow you, because you own the page, it says edit sign up button. Do you see where it says choose a different button? You want to click on choose a different button, and then you can choose from any of these. So you should always understand what your sign up button says. So during enrollment or during your free group, it should say sign up, and then you link it up. So if you click it to sign up, it gives you the option to put in what link you want it to go to. Awesome. Now, when you're not running a group, what do you do when you're not running a group? So this is what I want to talk about. What do you do when you're not running a group, when you're not advertising a free group or your enrollment is closed? Okay. What do you do when enrollment is closed or you're not running a free group? Here's what I do. I have a link that takes someone to, let's say a form. Maybe it takes them to a form and it says wait list, like join my wait list. And you just say, hey, enrollment's closed. My next challenge will be open on this date. If you're interested in being on the wait list, put in your name and email and I'll be in contact soon. Okay, so you get them on a wait list. So the link now is collecting emails for a wait list, so that when you go into your next paid group, you have people who are waiting to join. Okay. Okay, guys, so I got to keep moving on because we're running out of time. So let's move on to invites. Okay, so invites. So the week you are sending invites during open enrollment. I would actually start invites the day before open enrollment. So we're going to put this up top. We're going to start invites the day before open enrollment, okay? So here's what I want you to do. So you're going to invite people during your open enrollment, okay? So here's what you do. If open enrollment starts on the 26th, I am going to start sending individual invites on the 25th, and I'm not going to stop inviting until the 31st. So that whole week, you're running a free group and you're getting people in your challenge group. So that whole week, like I said, from when you start the free group till the last call, that is a very busy week. So during that week, here's what you need to do. You need to send new invites, meaning these are people that you've been forming and getting to know, you know, on times when you're not running a group or when you're not having open enrollment. So if you think about it, this week, you're not doing open enrollment, you should be getting to know people. You should be creating relationships and building relationships. Those are the people that you would invite during your open enrollment. You can also invite them to your free groups, right? What about follow-up invites? What about people that you invited last month or the month before or 5 months ago that you never followed up with? Follow up with people. What about people that have been in your previous challenge groups? You can invite those people too. What about your Beachbody leads? Invite your Beachbody leads, okay? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to create a goal for these. So invites, you should be sending, maybe you send 20 new invites, maybe follow-ups, maybe it's 50 follow-ups, maybe past challengers. I don't know how many past challengers you have, maybe 40, maybe Beachbody invites, you have 60. I don't know. This probably needs to be higher. It depends on what your goals are. But what I want you to do right now is I want you to take some time and I want you to list these things out and I want you to make goals for yourself. How many invites are you going to send during open enrollment for each one of these categories? If you've never had past challengers right now, then that doesn't matter. If you've never invited anyone in the past, well then this one doesn't matter right now. If you don't have any Beachbody leads, well then this one doesn't matter right now. Okay, so if you can only focus on this one, fine. But take notes so that when you continue on this process, you follow up with people, because you are gonna invite people this round that are going to ignore you or say no. And guess what happens? You invite them next month and then you invite them the next month, okay? When I send a follow-up invite to someone, I say, hey, so, like, hope you had a great week. Hope you're having a great month. I wanted to let you know that open enrollment for my next boot camp is open. We start the boot camp on the 6th. Here's what you get. If you're interested, here's the link to enroll. P.S. If you're ever sick of me sending messages about my events or about my groups, just let me know. I promise I won't take offense to it. And then you give people the out and you're not annoying them. Okay, I am going to give you 10 minutes to schedule this stuff. So I want this scheduled in your calendar. So I want you to pick days where you're sending these invites. I want this scheduled, these 4 things scheduled in your calendar. And whatever amounts that you want to send, I'm not going to choose those for you. You have to know how to choose those. And that's a totally different topic that we're not on right now. But you need to have these scheduled. If I were you, I would say new invites. Okay, that's on the 26th. Right here, follow-up invites, that's on the 27th. Okay, and I would schedule it that way. Okay, and then maybe you round back and you send everybody an email, like another message at the very end. Okay, so 10 minutes, go ahead and plan these out. Yes, so every day during open enrollment, I am sending invites out and answering messages, yes. So I don't do any invites the rest of the month. The rest of the month is focused on building relationships. How awesome does that sound? So awesome, right? Okay. Ten minutes, guys.
Okay, guys. Sorry, I thought I was on mute. Hopefully I wasn't too loud. So I'm going to walk you guys through really quick the Facebook link. I know I went through that so fast. We're just kind of running out of time, but I'm going to take you through the link again. So for those of you that got confused with the Facebook link, this is for your Facebook like page, or also known as your fan page, okay? So this is when you have a business account on Facebook. And I really believe that you should be posting both of these things on your Facebook profile and your Facebook like page, in my opinion. Change both covers, all that stuff. Post the links in both places. But on your Facebook page, the cool thing is that there's a sign up button there. So if you want to edit your sign up button, you can do it either from your phone or on your computer. Okay, so on your phone, if you'd want to do it on your phone, you would open up the Facebook app, go to your page. I use the Pages app, the Facebook Pages app, and I actually am on my page. So you're on the page, and then there's a button. You just click on the button, and it says Edit Sign Up Button. And the first thing you do is click Choose a Different Button, and then you see all of the options that you have there. Okay, so for me, whenever I have a link for a free group, or for a link for a free group, or a link for my open enrollment, I use the sign up button. That's what I choose. You can, you can have it say anything. You can have it say send a message. If you don't have a link right now, you could change it to send a message, whatever. Okay, so it's really, really super easy. And then once you click sign up, it allows you to put the link in there. Okay, really, really super easy. You can do the same thing from your computer on your like page. Okay, guys, let's move on. Is everybody ready? Does everybody have their invites planned? I guess I should ask that first. Invites are planned? Because if invites are planned, the rest is pretty easy. The rest, we're going to talk about what happens inside the group. So now we're moving on. Now that we've got people in our group, we're going to talk about what happens in the group and how to get people to transition into becoming a coach. So once you're done, shoot me a yes. I got my invites scheduled. I'm ready to go. I know this is a ton of work, but just think, you literally have you literally have a roadmap here. Okay, so once you're done with the invites and step 6, then we're going to be ready to go. And it may not say sign up. It's just a button. It should just be a button on your phone. Everybody has it. It's right underneath your profile. You can't miss it. I don't know what it defaults to. I don't know, but you can always Google it. Google, if I can't figure something out tech-wise, I always Google it, and I can always figure it out. Sue, I don't do blog posts about my challenge groups. No. Let's see. Okay, so step number 7. Yes, Tori, mine is set up as a business. Okay, let's move on. Step number 7 is weekly one-on-one check-ins. So this is really super important during your challenge group. So your challenge group is 30 days and or about 4 weeks. So I want you to schedule 4 check-ins with your challengers. So these should be the same color as the group that it's in. So like my challenge group started on the 9th. A lot of you have challenge groups that started on the 9th. So I do check-ins with my challengers on every Friday. So I check in on Fridays, okay? So every single Friday during my group, I write down in the same color weekly check-ins, weekly check-ins, weekly check-ins, weekly check-ins, 1 per week. All this is a text message, an email, a voice memo on Facebook, and it's just to say, hey, you're really kicking ass in this group. Thanks for being here. Thanks for engaging. If they are not engaging, here's what I always say. I say something like, I don't just assume that they're not part of it. I just say, hey, are you being a fly on the wall, or are you just not checking in? So because sometimes people are just a fly on the wall, and that's okay. But I don't want to assume that they're just like boycotting it. I just want to say, hey, are you being a fly on the wall, or are you just not checking in? Like, what's going on? Because I haven't seen you in a while. Okay, so that's all that the check-in is. It's just to stay in one-on-one contact with that person outside of the group, to either tell them that they're killing it and that you appreciate them and that you're motivated and inspired by them, or you're telling them, hey, where you been?
how's it going? Are you a fly on the wall? And if they are, ask them, okay, well, how can we get you to participate more? What can we do? What makes you more comfortable to engage more, right? So you're just having, it just opens the conversation. Okay, so I want you to go through, and for every challenge group that you've scheduled, I want you to schedule once a week during your challenge group, a weekly check-in with my challengers. Go. And just a side note here, a lot of times I will have, it just depends on who's in my challenge group, but if I have, I'm really just focusing on checking in with my challengers. If I have my PS coaches in my group, I don't always check in one-on-one with them. It just really depends on their goals. Like some of my PS coaches are really just more challengers than coaches. It just kind of depends. So you just kind of have to figure that out for yourself, like what works for you. And I mean, I still do check in. It just kind of depends. It kind of depends on who's in the group, and I just I don't know. I think it's good to check in with everybody, but it just depends for me. Sometimes with my PS coaches, I'm already kind of talking to them like on the side, I guess, like outside of that. So I don't always check in like with everybody. This is more for people that I'm not really having conversations with on the daily or on the weekly, if that makes sense, okay? Any of those, all of the above, Jessica. I check in with email, through the app, through text, whatever. A lot of times through the app, it's easy. Does your challenge group end the day before the next one opens? Yeah, usually like my January challenge group ends on the 5th and my next group opens on the 6th. But I'm doing prep week for my new group while my other group is still going on, if that's what you're asking. Mm-hmm. Okay. So let me know when you're done with step number 7, guys. This one's pretty easy. Jake, for graduates, I invite them to my next group or invite them to be a coach, which we're going to talk about here in a sec. I don't have like a graduate challenge group. I always invite past challengers. Okay, everybody's done. Let's move on to step 8. So step 8, I just want you to, this is just a special check-in week. So in week 3 of your challenge group, it's a special check-in. So on week 3, I want you to go through and put really quick, I want you to put a star next to your week 3 check-in, like asterisks, like a special, like, or just write the word special check-in next to it. So I want you to go through and every 3rd week, like every week 3 check-in, it's a special one, and we're going to talk about that. So go on the calendar and write special check-in on week 3. Go do that real quick, and then we'll tell you why it's special, okay? I mean, you can see why it's special. It's on the slides, but we'll talk about it. So go make the asterisks now. Okay, everybody done with putting the week 3 special asterisks? So what do we do in week 3? This is it. So I want you to just make a special note somewhere in your notes about that week 3 is a special check-in for these reasons, because we are reminding them about Shakeology, and I know that it's, you know, Beachbody sends an email, but I think it's really nice for you to personally reach out and say, hey, your Shakeology shipping, you know, I usually go back and I look at their orders. I see when they ordered the challenge pack, so I have a very exact idea of when it's going to go through. And I say, hey, your Shakeology is coming out next week. How are you liking it? Do you need to change the flavor? I just want to be of service to them, okay? I remind them about Shakeology. And then I talk about coaching, depending on how the customer's done, depending on if I feel that they're ready. I say, you know, have you ever considered coaching? I think you'd be really good at this. I'm running a coach event next week. I'd love for you to just pop in. It's only going to be 25 minutes. I'd love for you just to learn about it. Okay, and before you freak out, I'm going to teach you how to run a really easy coaching event, okay? And I want you to do it, and we're going to talk about that here in a second, okay? So invite to a coaching event. Which is really important, okay? Invite to a coaching event. So that's what we do in the week 3 check-in. Now, not everybody is going to, you're not going to talk about coaching with everybody, and you're not going to invite, this is just for people that you feel are ready, okay? All right, so we're good with number 8. Let's move on to number 9. So let's talk about what is coaching event. Okay, so I want you to go through and I want you to schedule your coaching event, whether you're doing it or not. So even if you're like, I have never run a challenge group, I don't want to run a coach event, why don't you just put it in your books and it's there and it's something that you know you can work towards. And you can also talk to your upline about this. Ask them if they run any what is coaching events. Do they run a sneak peek week? What do they run? And so then you can kind of schedule it in your calendar, right? You can also partner up. You can do it with somebody. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to go through your calendar, and in week 3 or 4 of challenge group, you're going to schedule the what is coaching event. So for me, because I do check-ins on Friday and I'm inviting people on the 3rd Friday to join the coaching event, I always schedule my coach events in week 4. Okay, so I schedule my coach events in week 4. And so what I want you to do is I want you to actually put it on your calendar when you're going to do the event. And then I want you to post, I want you to schedule when you're going to post in your challenge group about it. Okay, so I usually post in my challenge group a couple days before the event happens. And I do that because I'm not inviting everybody to the coaching event, but maybe someone fell through the cracks, and maybe someone is interested in coaching that I didn't realize is interested in coaching. And I think it just reiterates that the event is happening for even the people that you also invited. So I post in my challenge group and I say something like this, like, hey, I've been getting a lot of questions about coaching. I've been, talking about coaching with a lot of you, which is true because you invited people the Friday before about coaching. So you've been talking about coaching and having conversations about it. So I've been getting a lot of questions and having conversations about coaching. I want to do a quick event. It's going to be this Thursday. Here's the link. It's and I'll teach you how I run this event. Okay. So here's what I want you to do right now. In the calendar is schedule when the event is going to be in week 3 or 4. And then I want you to schedule when you're going to post in the challenge group. Side note, you are only inviting challengers. And you can do past challengers too. Okay, you're only inviting challengers. We're not inviting cold people to join the coaching opportunity. And I'll tell you why in a second. You're only inviting challengers or past challengers. Okay, so let's take 2 minutes to get these scheduled in our calendar. Even if you feel like you're never going to do this, I want you just to put it in there. Okay? Jasmine, I personally don't really push the discount option. I mean, I'll mention it in the coaching opportunity call, but I don't really ever say that directly to someone for a lot of different reasons. I've done it in the past. I've switched back and forth, but right now I'm not offering that. But you can absolutely do that. I want everybody to do what they feel comfortable with and what their goals are. So if you want to offer the discount, go for it, sister. I personally don't put that in the invite to, like, in week 3. I don't talk about that. I'll talk about that here in a second, Sue, how I run mine. Number 10 is how I run my events. I'm going to teach you guys how I run it. Number 10, and then we'll be done. Okay, we're getting so close. You guys hang in there with me. We are so, so close. You guys are almost there. Troopers. Yeah, Jasmine, that's a whole different call. I can't really go into getting coaches started right. That I would definitely plug into your upline for how to get coaches started right. When do I post about the coaching event? At the beginning of week 4. I post usually about like 2 or 3 days before the actual event. Emily, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you're loving this. Good. Javon, all access does not automatically make them a coach. No, they actually, when you buy an all access challenge pack, you can either do it as a customer or as a new coach. Okay. You guys ready? Tori, it doesn't even seem like it's been 2 hours. I know, right? Time flies. And this is just good. Like, you guys, it feels so good to plan and to like have a strategy. But again, the execution is where it's hard, because that's when the hard work comes in. Like when you actually go to do this, like this is not going to be easy, but it's going to be so worth it. Okay, let's finish. Let's go on. So number 10, how do you run a coaching event? So we're not doing anything with the calendar. The calendar is done. This is more for your notes. So here's what I do. I create an event page. I create an event page about a week before it starts. Okay, so I guess you could put that in your calendar, is create event page a week before. You could do that. You could put that in your calendar. Get it scheduled, right? Schedule that shit. Okay. So here's the topics that I discuss. Here's the four things. And because you guys, because these are challengers, it's so much easier to talk to them because they're challengers and they're already invested in Shakeology. They're already getting results because you're helping them. You're giving them, you're giving them so much value. You're helping them change their life. And if there's someone that's been in your challenge group for 2 times through and they're really getting results, like people are asking them about what they're doing. Like it makes so much sense for them to transition into a coach, right? And it's easier to run a coach event when you're talking specifically to challengers, again, because they're invested, they know how the process works, they get it. Okay, these are like filtered coaching prospects. They are awesome, okay? So here's the topics that I talk about in my coaching event. I go live. So I create an event page and then I go live and I say, I'm going live Thursday night at 6 p.m. or whatever I say. And I go live and no longer than 20 minutes or no longer than 30 minutes. Let's just put that. No longer than 30 minutes. Okay, so here's what I talk about. Simple. I say, what do we do as coaches? I just talk about what do we do? Okay, well, simple things. I post my journey on social media. I do my workouts. I drink my Shakeology. I talk to people. I run groups. Simple. This is simple stuff. You don't have to get into a ton of detail here, okay? Why I love it. Why do you love coaching? Pick your top 2 reasons and talk about why you love coaching. Okay, maybe give an example of someone on your team or someone on your uplines team or whatever. Like, you know, she loves coaching because of this. I love coaching because of this. Whatever, right? The next thing is how you earn money. Now, this one can get complicated, but again, don't make it complicated. I say there's 2 ways to make money in this business. You can make money through direct sales, through direct commissions when you sell a challenge pack. And I say, for example, if you sell Beachbody On Demand plus Shakeology, you get a $70 commission. If you sell Shakeology just by itself, you get a $32.50 commission. I say the second way to earn income is through your team. And when you start to really get a groove going with your business and you get your challengers results and you help people change their life and then they want to pay it forward to become a coach, then you mentor them and you teach them how I'm going to teach you. And when you start to do that, you can earn bonuses based on what your team does. That's all I say. I keep it so simple, you guys. And then the last thing I say is how to sign up. I tell them how to sign up. And right now with the All Access Challenge Pack, normally I make every new coach buy a challenge pack. Whether they bought one as a challenger or not, every new coach had to buy a challenge pack from me. But with All Access, they have access to every program. So I can't really sell them another challenge pack as a coach. So I will just be talking to them about paying the $40 fee, the sign-up fee, and then getting reimbursed for that, okay? This is easy. Keep it easy, simple, 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 simple. And don't be afraid. Like, share your heart, share your passion. Why do you love this? People want to feel you. People want to be a part of what you're doing. People want to impact other people's lives just like you impacted them. You've already built relationship and trust with them, okay? So if your upline has a group like this, yes. Like if you're not ready to run your own, ask your upline if they have a coaching group that you can invite your people to. Hopefully it fits in with your calendar. If not, maybe you can find someone who does, okay? So here we go. I just have a few more slides that I want to just talk about really quick. You guys, so again, there is so much motivation and inspiration and good vibes and good feelings that comes from planning. Okay, you feel really good. You have this plan, you have this roadmap. But then what happens when you get in? You fail. You're going to fail big time. You're going to have to sacrifice. That week that the free group is going and you have open enrollment, you have to sacrifice. There is going to be disappointment because maybe the first time you do this, you're only going to get one person that signs up. Guess what? That happened to me too. It's a new thing. You've got to stay consistent with it. You have to have discipline. If you want to build a business, you have to be disciplined to follow this, right? You have to work hard. You have to have dedication. You have to have a goal. You have to have persistence. Nobody sees the disappointment that I face. Nobody sees the sacrifice that I make. People only see up here. People only see 3-time elite coach, multi-6-figure earner. Awesome. Oh, it looks so easy for you. No, what people don't see is here. And I want to be real and honest with you that this shit is not easy. It's not. It takes hard work and it takes dedication and it takes a shitload of discipline. And you have to sacrifice. If you want to build a business, you have to sacrifice. I'm sorry, there is no way around it. And any coach that tells you different, I will call bullshit on them every time to their face because that's just what I do. And it's not easy. Anybody that's been successful in this business will say it's been a lot of work, a lot of failure, a lot of sacrifice, and a lot of discipline. But it's worth it, you guys. It is so worth it to have an impact on people and to live a life by design. Adam and I got to travel the country in our fifth wheel camper that we remodeled for 7 months in 2015. And I got to work on the road. That was one of the best experiences of my life. This business gave that to me. But I had to go through all of this to get to that point. Listen to this quote. Winners never quit, and quitters never win. Winners never quit, and quitters never win. If you want to win in life, and if you want a life by design, you can never, ever stop trying. You can never quit. Because when you walk away, it is so close. You just never know what that next invite can be. You never know the next life that you can impact. And one of my favorite quotes is, the harder I work, the luckier I get. Sure, my life on the surface, oh, she's so lucky. She gets to work from home. She gets to do this. She's so lucky. Well, no, I'm not lucky. I just work really hard. And Grant Cardone, if we have any Grant Cardone fans here, he has a book called The 10X Rule. If you haven't heard of it, you should check it out. But he talks about when you increase your chances, when you 10X your actions, when you step your actions up, when you bring your actions to the next level, guess what? You have more opportunities. Think about this. How many are you more likely to hit Success Club with one of these options? Are you more likely to hit Success Club when you send 200 invites or when you send 20 invites? Which one are you more likely to hit Success Club? The one with 200 invites, right? Because if you think about it, you have more opportunity. You're spreading your opportunity out. So the harder I work, the more invites I send, the luckier I get, because you have more opportunity. You're reaching more people. No shit. Doesn't that make perfect sense? Of course it does. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. I created this for the Madison Super Saturday, but I want to offer this to you guys too. I have a free PDF that will teach you like step by step, like the actions, like how many invites, how many new conversations, how many new friends. It talks about activity level, which is very different than what we talked about today. It talks about what activity level do you need to do to accomplish increasing your income by $1,000. Of course, I cannot guarantee that this system works, neither can Beachbody. This is just per my experience and what I've seen. This is what I believe will increase your monthly income by $1,000. You can go to this website to download the PDF. Okay, now I have it split into 3 different sections. So you can do activity. You can do this increased activity for 12 months. And you'll see after 12 months of doing that activity, your income should increase by $1,000. If you want to double that activity, you can probably increase your income in 6 months if you double that activity. I've got that in there too. And if you're a real badass and if you do this full time and you're ready to go for 2017 and you want to increase your income by $1,000 in 3 months, I've got that listed too. And that is a crazy amount of activity, a crazy amount of action. That's 10X. The 3-month plan, the 3-month level up is 10X. Okay? So, you guys, here we are. We're all done. We're finished. We have a calendar, right? We have a step. Now you have to execute. Now you have to do it. Guys, I don't sugarcoat anything. This is hard work. This has taken a lot of blood, sweat, tears, sacrifice, disappointment, failure. But I've embraced it every step of the way. I love this. I love doing this. It's fun. It's exhilarating. It's empowering. I am in control of my life and my future because of what I do. And that's a choice. We all have a choice. So here's what you can do. This recording is only available for 1 week. 1 week. It goes away next Saturday. So please share this with people. Please share this with people. They can still, I believe you can still register and still get the recording link, okay? If not, you're gonna get the recording link sent to you in your inbox. Send that to whoever you want, okay? Get people on this so that people watch the recording before it expires. And if you want to be really awesome, shoot me a testimonial. I love hearing what you thought, your thoughts on this, how it helped you, what you're excited about. Shoot me an email. My email is sarah@sarahtribe.com. You guys are amazing. Thank you for jumping on. This is how you jumpstart your 2017, okay? So out of 400, hold on, let me just tell you, out of 471 people that registered, you 62 stayed with me for 2.5 hours. So high five to you. Give yourself a pat on the back because you are doing the things that it takes to build this business. So thanks for being here, you guys. Have an awesome weekend. Your weekend is filled with productivity and some sacrifice, right? So weekends, when you're building your business, weekends just aren't as fun, right? They're fun for us because we get to work. We like this stuff. I like to work. So anyways, I hope you guys have an awesome, productive weekend, and cheers to 2017. See you guys soon. Thanks for jumping on.